Hey everybody. I'm going to talk a little bit about what you guys are going to be doing this week. Of course, you have your essay due tomorrow night at 11:59, but the new week starts tomorrow, so I'm going to have all of this work posted today. I'll send out a message as well about it. I'm really excited about where we're about to start. We're going to be reading a new novel. Yes, I can hear all of you collectively sigh, even though I'm not with you. Don't worry, the novel's not too terrible. It is about art. We'll be talking a lot. It's interesting. It's something that I really love, and I think you'll find it very interesting as we're reading it, because we will, of course, talk a lot about it. The novel is called Girl with a Pearl Earring by Tracy Chevalier. Some of you may have seen this image before. Some of you may never have seen it before at all. Some of you have seen it probably with her holding a cell phone, taking a selfie, which they do to Mona Lisa as well. But it is a fairly common image. If you've never seen it in person, I highly recommend that if you ever get the chance. Sometimes it comes to the United States. Of course, it's not housed here. The portrait was painted by Johannes Vermeer in 1665. Not a lot is known about him. Not a lot is known about the girl in the portrait. Actually, nobody knows anything about her. Nobody knows a lot about any of the people who he painted. The little that we do know about him is that he married a woman who was Catholic, who lived with her mother. They lived with her mother until he died, pretty much. They had 11 children, which is a whole lot of children in one small house. But his mother-in-law was very rich, and it is assumed that she's the one who funded all of his art dealing and his, of course, paintings. Other than that, there's very little known about him. So this is going to be a really interesting read, and a really just interesting conversation to have with you guys as we kind of make assumptions about this girl, about why Tracy Chevalier wrote the story that she chose to write about her, given that we don't know anything about the girl or much about Vermeer. All right, so starting this week, you guys are going to begin with this lesson, Girl with a Pearl Earring, week 1. So let's go ahead and click on that. So we will begin with an introduction to the portrait, Girl with a Pearl Earring by Johannes Vermeer, and we'll also begin reading the novel by that same name. Here's another cover of that novel, just so you guys can get an image of it. We won't be doing much with the reading piece this week because I really want to talk about the image, just so it kind of sticks with you as we are reading. Your very first step is to watch this video. There will be a link there. Obviously, I can't put the link yet because I'm not done recording the video. Step 2 will be to download week 1 assignments. You'll have to complete those assignments before doing step 3, which is answering the journal question on Blackboard. You can't do that until you've analyzed the image and read the poem that's on that assignment, okay? Step 4 is to read pages 1 through 29 up to the page break. I say up to the page break because there are no chapters in this novel. So this is what you'll be getting. This is what you'll download. And when you scroll, you'll see that there are 4 chapters, but they're not really chapters. It's just by year: 1664, 1665, 66, and then 1676, which of course is a pretty big jump. So page 29, right here, you'll see this small little squiggle. That is the page break where I want you to stop. I only want you to read up to right here on page 29. You don't have to do anything in the book. You don't have to write anything down. Of course, you're more than welcome to take notes about it because you'll probably forget. And I always highly recommend writing down notes just so you remember what you were reading. So if we go back, watch the video, and then week 1 assignment. So let's go look at week 1 assignment. So it'll be right here. You'll click on that. I'm not going to open that in Google Docs. I'll open it in my Windows, in my Word document. Be careful that when you download it, you save a copy. Because if you don't save a copy and you start working in it, it's not going to save any of your work because it was my document, okay? So make sure you save a copy. Put your name in the top for all, just to make sure that you know which document is the one that you're working on, okay? So this is what the assignment's going to look like. Assignment number 1 is to respond to these questions about the image. If we go back into Blackboard real quick, you'll notice that the image is here. You don't have to go look for it. I want you to use this image because it shows all the line breaks. It shows where the paint is cracked. This is an image of the actual portrait, not a smoothed over version. Because if you Google it, a lot of times what you'll find is a very clean, smooth version, and that's not what it actually looks like. So, going back to the assignment, you'll answer these questions. These questions have nothing to do with reading or writing or things of that nature. They have to do solely with the image, what you see, what you experience, what you can tell about the person who is being painted. So think about it solely from the perspective of art, not from literature. Okay? Then your second assignment is to read this poem called Head of a Girl at the Met, which is the Metropolitan Museum of Art by Updike. He writes specifically about his experience viewing her when this portrait was brought to America. You'll answer these questions on this document, and once you've done that, then you're going to go to do the journal on Blackboard. So let's go over here, and this is journal question number 1. My internet's running a little slow. So, journal question number 1 asks you, after thinking critically about the painting and reading the poem by Updike, what do you think the story is behind the portrait? I do not want to know what Chevalier says about the painting. That's the author of the novel. So don't look that up. I simply want you to come up with your own explanation for who the girl is, why she is the focus of Vermeer, the artist, and why she is wearing a pearl earring. You can be creative, you can be serious. I know some of you don't like to delve too deeply into the novel or into information. You can be as serious as you want. Maybe she just happens to be a girl that he found on the side of the street and said, I'm going to paint you. It's really up to you, but I do want you to write it in 1 paragraph at minimum. You're welcome to write a little more. I'm not looking for a short story. I'm not looking for fully detailed explanations. I just want you to give me some kind of background. Like if I came up to you and I said, who is that girl and why did he paint her? What would you say? That's what you'll do here on this journal, okay? So let's go back. Once you've done that, you will download the novel. This is the complete novel, but of course just read up to where I ask you to read during the weeks, just to make sure that we're all on the same page, because there will be a discussion that comes with it a little bit later. And then right here, week 1 assignment submission, please make sure that when you upload your assignments, you're uploading the correct document. Some of you happen to submit blank documents every once in a while, and I can't exactly grade blank documents. Yes, these assignments are going to be graded, so be very careful with them. I know I don't have to tell you guys to put a lot of effort into it, but regardless, put a lot of effort into it. If you have questions or concerns about anything, just remember that I am available through Remind, through my phone number, through my email, pretty much any time between 8 and 9, 8 in the morning and 9 at night. Sometimes earlier, sometimes later, but I can't always promise that I'll be awake, but I'll definitely be awake between 8 in the morning and 9 o'clock at night, okay? Here is, again, that cell phone number, if you want to use that, which is of course my preferred method, but of course you can still use Remind. I just can't promise that I'll always get it. Also, as a reminder, I do video conferences Wednesdays and Fridays. These are my preferred times, but I can always make exceptions if you have a time that you really need to talk. We can talk about the novel, we can talk about the assignments, we can talk about pretty much anything that you really need to help you finish and succeed at the assignments that you're doing for the week, okay? All of these assignments are due next Wednesday at 11:59. Remember that you get a whole 7 days to do them, which is why it's not just 1 at this point, but you do get 7 days to complete it. I know you're working on other work for your other teachers, and hopefully that is all going really well. If you have any questions or concerns about how things are running with remote learning, feel free to either send me a message or post those questions under Ask Questions here, okay? So if you guys need anything or you need me for anything, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help you as much as I possibly can, okay? So I will talk to all of you guys later, hopefully, and hopefully I get to see you guys soon. So bye.